Setting up custom spawners in dungeons is very easy. Let's go take a look at how to do it. So there are two types of spawners in this plugin. There are hordes and there are hives. The difference between them is that hives continuously spawn mobs just like regular spawners, but hordes just spawn them once and then it destroys itself. So that's still the only difference. Let's take a look at how to configure hives first. Alright, if we go over to /dungeons hives, we can go access all the hives on the server. Let's create a new one since we didn't have any, and its name is default. Let's change that. Obviously it's for our personal reference because no one else is gonna know, but let's make it first one. Very creative. Okay, and now we can go ahead and edit some stuff. We can make the hive destructible, which means if they shoot it with an arrow, or they just hit it with any projectile, or they just hit it by just hitting it with their sword or anything, it will actually explode. So we can make it set to that if we want, and it also adds to their score value. So yeah, you can set that up if you'd like. We're gonna leave that as yes, we can destroy it. Our mob type here we can configure as well. So we can either put a spawn egg into here. So let's go ahead and grab a spawn egg. Let's make it a blaze, why not? So let's go into here. Let's click our spawn egg right into here. And as you can see, our current mob is a zombie, but if we save and exit, now it's a blaze. Pretty cool. It's not a custom mob though, it's just a blaze. If we want it to be a custom mob and we have a custom mob already configured, we can go in and select it. So we have our Ravager right here. Let's go and select that, and now we have our custom mob configured. We can set the distance before it activates. So this is just the distance away that the player has to be for the spawner to start spawning it. So we have 5 blocks away is a little bit too close, but that's fine. And these two right here in the middle are the important ones. This tells you how many of the mob can spawn at a time, the max spawn amount. So we'll say 2, and 1 is our minimum. And then for max spawn interval, so the interval between spawns for the hive, we'll say 1 second and 3 seconds. It's a bit small, but we'll just do 2 and 3. Now that we've configured our hive, we can go over to our mission that we've created already. So let's go over down into our mission area. In here, let's go ahead and increase the brightness just a tad bit. And we're gonna go ahead and select with our missions tool. So we're gonna do /missions tool. We've already configured our loot chests and everything, so be sure to check out that video if you haven't already for loot chests. We're going to select what areas we want, or what blocks we want to serve as spawners. So we're going to make this glass here serve as a spawner. So we're going to right click that guy. We're going to do /missions, create, and then hive. Then we're going to select the hive we just created, and now it is successfully set. If we go over to /missions, structures, and then we're going to do dungeon number and mission number, we can see that along with our loot chests we have our spawner right here, which we can teleport to. We can also assign, let's say, this guy to be the spawner as well. So we're going to do create hive, and we'll set that guy as a spawner. So we have that as a spawner and this as a spawner as well. Alright, perfect. So once the mission starts, these guys will start spawning. And everything should be fine. It should be spawning Ravagers, which are those zombies that we created in our custom mob video. Let's go ahead and create a horde right now. So we're gonna go /dungeons hordes, and we'll create a horde. And this is a bit different. We don't have a spawn interval because it's gonna immediately destroy itself once it spawns the mobs. So we're gonna say 8 is the maximum, and 5 is the minimum. So this is how many mobs will spawn before it explodes itself. Destructible means that people can, just like the hives, they can shoot it and it won't spawn if it's already destroyed. So we'll leave it like that, and the custom mob will assign it to be the Ravager as well. You can add the score value, obviously, of it being destroyed, and distance from player, we'll do 5. We don't really need to name it, that's just for our personal reference, so I'm a bit lazy, so we're just not going to name it. We're going to go ahead and select this orange block here. We'll do /missions, create, and then horde. We're going to head and select the horde that we've created, and now our horde is successfully set to this location here. If we go over to /missions, structures, 1-1, and we go ahead and teleport to our horde. As you can see, we teleport right to where we set it to. So now that our spawners are configured, we can go over back to our dungeons. Let's go back over to the hub, and let's go ahead and join the mission and see if everything's working out alright. So let's go into this guy. We start the queue up, 18 seconds. So yeah, it's that easy to create spawners. We just create them inside of our list there. We edit it, and then we can assign it to any block we want inside of our mission. So super easy. Alright, so now that the mission's starting, we should be able to see mobs starting to spawn if we get close. And as you can see, they do spawn. The thing with spawners is that they do spawn around the actual like perimeter area of it, so it'll be fine for now. Yeah, we do have some spawning in the walls, so you want to be sure that you're placing your spawners appropriately. So you have them, you can't have it like against a wall or something, because that's just not how this thing works. So what I recommend is you have them hanging off like ceilings, and there's like no blocks around it, so that the mobs can spawn without any issues. Or even right here, because they can leap up above the ground. So anything at ground level is perfectly fine. And they don't see me, so that's why they're still staying in the ground. They wouldn't if they saw me. So yeah, a lot of mobs here. I think I did too many for spawning wise, but other than that, should be fine. If we go back over to our mission, we can see that every single mob that spawned has been deleted. This is to prevent any lag, and yeah, keep that in mind when you're creating hives and hordes, that the spawning is a bit finicky, so you want to make sure that you're placing the spawners appropriately, where all the blocks around the spawner are basically transparent, or they can get through them, or else you're going to have a lot of dead zombies like we saw over there. So yeah, place them in the correct areas, like in the ground even, and it should be fine, good to go. Or you can have them hanging off ceilings too, which is really cool. And that's how to create hordes and hives and spawners in general in the dungeon.